this video, we are going to be creating projects between HubSpot and Sage Intacct. And you can see we are in HubSpot and we have a new deal here, the best deal ever. And what this integration will do is create a new project called the best deal ever in Sage Intacct. So this deal is already been created. So if I go into Data Blend and I just run my integration, kick that off, it shouldn't take too long to run. And you can see it is now completed. So if we jump into Sage Intacct and we go to our projects list, we should be able to search for our new project name, best deal ever. There it is. Successful integration between HubSpot and Sage Intacct projects. In this wizard, we're going to be walking through HubSpot to Sage Intacct and creating, updating projects. So you can see the selections I've made here to get this kicked off in the wizard section of Data Blend. So hit next, we're going to go through the HubSpot setup. Choose your HubSpot credential that you've set up previously. This should then pre-populate the fields. By default, you start with deal name, and the remaining fields over on the left you can choose from this list if you want to bring any of these over into Sage Intacct as well. So you can pick and choose these if you want to add something like an amount or a close date. You can do that. Probably don't need these for projects, but you can add whatever is needed here. And you can always remove these as well if you don't want them. Something like description might make more sense that you want to add. You can filter as well by adding filter group, adding a filter, choosing the property you want to filter on, selecting an operator and a value as well. Say you only want to pull projects that have an amount greater than 100, you could do something like that. I'm going to leave the filter off for right now and then just move to the next step. So this is the mapping screen. You can see that you have 3 of the default fields that are required already mapped. Your name, ID, and category. Description is the field we added. We can then map this to the field name in Sage Intacct. And you can change what this maps to. By default, you saw description pop up there, but any of these other fields, if you want to map it somewhere else, you can do that. You can add additional column mappings here as well, if you choose to. And then by default, the category starts off as contract, but you can change this down below by selecting capitalize, internal non-billable, or internal billable. And when you select one of these, you'll notice it changes up in the mapping field as well. So instead of having to go into the f of x and typing this in, you can just choose from the drop down and it'll populate for you. So I'm going to go back to the default of contract, and we'll move on to the next screen, which is the Sage Intacct setup. Pretty straightforward here. You just need to find the Sage Intacct credential that you set up in step 1, and then hit next and create the workflow, and this will build everything that is needed to run the integration. We're collecting HubSpot deals and then creating projects in Sage Intacct, based on those deals that we collected. You can run this workflow right now. You can favorite it so it shows up on your dashboard, or you can schedule the workflow by clicking on the presets and selecting one of the schedule options. And that's it.